Okay, continuing with the Lab 8, the Module 8 lab activity, we're into Part 2, which is the distribution of sunspots during the sunspot cycle. You've already learned about the sunspot cycle in Part 1. Now we're going to use a new tool. It's called ISOL Search. And you'll find the link here. So when I click on this, it'll bring up this website. And one thing you'll need to do immediately is to first of all, clear everything. So you're going to clear all the event types and hit search, and notice now you just have the blank sun. Now what the instructions tell us to do is we are going to be searching specific times. In fact, we're going to search a very small window of time, May 1st through May 4th, starting in 1996 and going all the way through 2008, in order to capture the activity over a solar cycle. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to change the dates, the start date and the end date of your search, and we're only going to be searching for sunspots. There's plenty of things to search for. We're only going to be searching for sunspots. So in order to do this, we click on the little calendar link, and you can actually go back through the years quite easily, just clicking the double-headed arrow. So we want to go to 1996. We want to start with May 1st. You click that, and then we want to end with May 4th. Of 1996. So it's just a couple of days worth of data, and we're going to click Sunspot, and you're going to search. And it turns out that the search found no events. Terrific. Now the next thing the instructions tell us to do is to, oh, and I should have mentioned we should have put our max hits as well, but we'll do that for this this next time. We're going to, well, actually, once you've done the search in 1996, then you answer question number 3 on your lab quiz. Next thing we need to do is now search for in 1997. So go back to your ISOL search interface. We're going to change the date to be May 1st of 1997, the start date. The end date is going to be May 4th of 1997. And down here at the bottom, like I said, you're going to have sunspot selected, and the max number of hits, let's bump that up to 200. And then do search again. And sure enough, this time we found a sunspot. There's the sunspot right there. So, again, if we've done everything correctly, we should wind up with one sunspot report. And you answer question number 4. Answer question number 5 as well. Now, once you've done that, once you've answered the questions, you're actually going to click on the sunspot itself. Click on the sunspot, and we notice that we get some information about that sunspot. So what we're going to wind up with, and what's really important, is we're going to look at this location value. Notice it's giving us the location of that sunspot, essentially with the latitude and the longitude. And well, not necessarily latitude and longitude, but it gives us the location. What we're really going to focus on is the second value. That kind of tells us how far away from the equator. Notice that our value here is negative 379.63. That tells us that this sunspot is to the south of the solar equator. Now you can, if you want to, use the Carrington map option to make this perhaps a little more clear. So by using the Carrington map, we can see that the solar equator is up here, and therefore my sunspot is below the Carrington, the solar equator on the Carrington map projection. So you can either use disk projection or Carrington map. The nice part about the Carrington map is that there is a grid which tells you where the solar equator is. Either way, what you wind up doing is you put that information into a little data table. So we're going to put down the number of sunspot reports for a particular year, and the location of the most northern sunspot and the most southern sunspot. And then we're going to take the difference of those values. Now in 1997 there was only one sunspot, so therefore it's both my most northern sunspot and the most southern sunspot, and there is no difference. Let me do 1998 for you as well to give you a feel for how you're going to carry this out. We choose 1998. So again, we just bump up the year, choose May 1st as our starting date, May 4th as our ending date. Again, we're going to have 200 hits, and we're going to hit search. and it winds up reporting 200 sunspots. So a lot of sunspots on my map here. And so what you do is you just kind of move through here and try to find the one that is farthest to the north, and that's kind of tough in this situation because there's a lot of sunspot reports just kind of piled on top of each other. But as you mouse over, you can at least click on one that is in that group and you get its location. So in this case the location is positive 504.58, and then I would look for my southernmost, which might be this guy right here. Click on that, negative 326.41. All that information is going to go into your data table. Your most northern sunspot, your most southern sunspot, and you're going to take the difference between those two values. Answer questions fill out the rest of the table, answers questions 6 and 7. Then I've got some just some background information about a very interesting diagram that scientists have come up with over the years. And so take a look at that diagram and keep in mind your data table and answer questions 8, 9, and 10. And that takes you through part 2 of this lab activity.